private sector is not yet fully utilized, because not everybody can be employed by government. And we are looking at a future whereby more people are employed in the private sector than in government. So I think if we all work hard, if we all work together and invest in the right areas, there's been a lot of talk about value addition in the agriculture sector, in the mineral sector. If there is enough investment in those areas, I think it can create enough jobs for our children and grandchildren.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to take you to question number 4, Andrew, which is, let's talk about your journey at City Hall and the foray into the Executive Director's office, which is as Andrew Chitaka,
Very interesting.
as well as the Director Engineering.
Very interesting. I joined KCCA on 1st November 2011. And before then, I was
It is a CEO bench, and of course, welcome back from that break. And Irene, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
Before we went for a break, you were telling us a little bit more about your life, and we're trying to get to understand who is Irene Mutuzo and the work you do. I want to take you straight to the core part of this interview, the CEO bench, where you are actually in right now or at the moment. The program focuses on leadership, change management, and transformation. You've spoken very profoundly about your life, where you come from and what you're doing, but we want to focus more on leadership, starting with, what is your understanding of leadership, Irene?
Okay. My understanding of leadership is service.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not about yourself. It's not about being the most intelligent person in the room. It's not about the money. It's about serving.
Okay.
And leadership, to be a leader, you don't have to lead a team. You can be a leader in your home. You can be a leader in your cell group. You can be a leader in your group of friends. You can be your own leader as well. For example, today when I got up in the morning, I had to make decisions about how I look, how I move, and that is leadership as well. Yeah.
Okay. And what is your understanding of self-leadership?
Self-leadership, to me, is first of all understanding who you are.
Yeah.
You know, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? How do you keep getting better at your strengths, and how do you keep working on your weaknesses? Yeah. If you have that understanding of yourself, it even becomes easier to serve other people. Like I say, leadership is serving at the end of the day. Yeah. It's making impact in people's lives and making impact in community. Self-leadership is also, to me, it's also being proactive. You know, you are the master of your life.
Yeah.
You choose where you want to go and where you do not want to go. When you are faced with decisions, you choose what to do. If today you're given 2 jobs or 3 jobs or 4 jobs, the decision comes to you. Yes, you'll have a lot of opinions, you'll get a lot of advice, but the decision still comes from you. So it's very important to be aware of who you are, be aware of the people you serve, be aware of those people that you listen to. You know, I call them my village.
Yeah.
Your family, your friends, your mentors, to be able to guide you in decision making. Because at the end of the day, also leadership is a lot about decision making. And that's why, you've used the term self-leadership, because very many times we have to make decisions as human beings, as individuals.
Wow. Irene, on that note, have you been a leader?
Yes, I have. in many, I could say capacities. Yes.
How did you know that you were a leader? At what point did you realize that I'm actually now a leader, I'm leading self, and I can lead people?
I think I got to know that at a very young age.
Yeah.
At a very young age, and even people around me would notice it.
Yeah.
So I'm always those people that like to get things going.
Yes.
And I'm those people.
Yes.
So usually I stand out as that person. So if we have said that we are going to have a meeting, that meeting will happen. I don't believe in saying something and then not doing it, you know. And sadly to say, we have a lot of people like that, you know, being a great talker and not doing anything
Less
about
action
it.
person, yes.
If you shouldn't do something about something, it's okay because it happens, but explain why.
Okay.
Yeah. If you say that you're going to call back someone and you do not call back, you know, apologize to them and explain why. Probably you forgot, and it's okay because we have a lot of things on our plate. It's okay. If you say that you'll give someone feedback, you know, in our society we do not want to give negative feedback. For example, if someone has come to you with a proposal and you do not like it, or you think, you know, this is not for me, we'll just keep quiet. So we'll just leave someone in limbo and not give feedback. So for me, those are very important aspects of leadership. And I think those are the aspects I bring to table as a leader. And ever since I was young, people noticed that about me. So right from my primary school, I was a leader. I was a head girl in primary school. At high school, I was the president debate club. Then, you know, then I went to now the work world where I had gathered a few skills enough to apply for some leadership positions, which I got. So I think it was really, really early in my age. And also, I think it comes naturally because I'm a firstborn. I'm a firstborn of 4, and naturally you're a leader. So I babysat all my siblings, all of them. So when they are, you know, they're there and they're trying to talk back at me, I'm like, I raised you. And particularly this year also, you know, being a leader on the family front, I've been challenged. I lost my mom last year.
Sorry about that.
And I have had to step up.
Wow.
I've had to step up for my siblings. I've had to step up for my dad, for my aunts, for my uncles, for my grandparents, and I guess I'm growing. I'm really, really growing.
In that regard,
in that regard. And at Diwala, I'm also really, really, really growing. And I'm blessed to have supervisors that want to see me grow.
Okay.
You know,
I want to take you straight to this question, Irene. I mean, as we wind up the leadership perspective of the, you know, the question on the leadership perspective. One, there are 5 different or 4 different types of leadership approaches that, you know, are available in the world for us to always use. There's what we called autocratic leadership approach. Okay, an autocratic leader. And there's what we called a transformative leadership person. And then there's what we call a democratic leadership person or approach. And then there's what we call laissez-faire leadership approach, and or a leader who is a laissez-faire. And then there's what we called servant leadership. Which of these do you practice most and why?
I could say actually it's none of the above. I think I'm more a situational leader. I'm more a situational leader because I believe that we are not robots. We are human beings at the end of the day. And even with the people you serve, there are human beings. And the way you lead someone is not, one person is not the way you lead another person. For example, you find that there are those people that want to do things on their own and they don't want to be, you know, chased around. So those, you take more of a laid back, but of course you check in. Then there are those that constantly want you to check in on their work. They constantly want advice. you also do that.
Yeah.
Then there are those times whereby a decision has to be made.
Yeah.
And you as a leader, you have to you have to make that decision
Yeah.
on behalf of everyone.
Yeah.
So you probably tend to be, I don't like to use the word autocratic,
Yeah.
but I like to use the word take the responsibility of being a leader.
Yes.
So I think for me it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
It depends on the people. It depends on the the person. Even with my siblings, them being teenagers, I've had to learn that we need to vote on some things. I can't tell them, this is what you're going to wear, or this is what you're going to do in your vacation.
Yeah.
We need to sit down, weigh the options, I hear them out, they hear me out, and then we're able to come at a decision. Yeah.
Okay. Irene, we're going to go straight to our next, part of this interview. This interview on the CEO Bench is about leadership, change management, and transformation. And of course, while we move into transformation, we'll look into the place where you are. You are overwhelmingly voted to come into the CEO Bench. And we wanted to know, why do these people vote you in, and what are they looking for from you? And one of the things that we would like to know from you right now is about managing change. We've talked about leadership, but in your journey as a person, you've been moving quite a bit. You've moved from Nabisunsa, from Kisoro to Kampala, from Kampala to, Nabisunsa, from Nabisunsa, you've now moved, you are now in Norway, you're about to go to Netherlands, you're going to different places. So how are you able to manage this change from one place to the next place? What do you say when you are leaving? And at what point do you now know it's time for me to move?
Okay. First of all, a disclaimer, I'm here in Uganda. I'm not in Norway, though Diwala is both Norwegian based and Ugandan based, and I'll get into that. Change management. So I'll answer this question from 2 points. First of all, in my life, as well as, now handling change, with other people. So in my life, and even the person I am, I don't believe in being boxed. Sometimes we want to take one career direction and that's it. You're a doctor and this is what I'm going to do. And there are other aspects about you. For example, I've worked in PR, I've worked in journalism, I've worked in HR, I've worked in marketing, I've even lectured before. I am now into tech. I also perform and write poetry, and these are all aspects that make who I am. Of course, at a certain point in my life, I was worried because I didn't know what I wanted to be.
Where were you worried?
Because I didn't know because everyone seemed like they had figured this life thing out. Like I can tell you even at campus. So I applied to get into law school, and actually got into law school. I both at Makerere and UCU. I wanted law so bad that I was like, if I don't get it at Makerere, I'm going to get it at UCU. And I got in. And I don't know, the first week I got in and I realized it wasn't me.
What was driving you to go to law, by the way?
Like I said, I liked talking. And because I was a debater, everyone thought I would automatically be a lawyer. And that was, grounded into my head by my teachers, by my family. Everyone was like, oh, she's going to be a lawyer, she's going to be a lawyer. So that pushed me to go to law school. Then I get in and I realize this is not what I want to do. So I changed. And I did industrial and organizational psychology. And I loved it so much, I actually mastered in it. And what that gave me is that it just opened me up to understanding people. Understanding people in the workplace, things that you're talking about like leadership and change management, and understanding personalities. And I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I did it. But yes, it was a difficult change because I didn't know what I was doing. And even up to now, if you ask me what I want to do, I just tell people I want to make a change. How I do it, in what field or what sector, I'm still figuring that out. I just want to make a change. I just want to change lives and serve people.
Wow.
Yeah, and so for me it's been, one, being open-minded, being ready to learn, being ready to learn, and that's very important. If you the best way to handle change is to be ready to learn.
Wow.
If you go into a new environment
Yes.
or into a new workplace, and you're just going with your headspace in one place,
Yeah.
with what you want to do, it will be so difficult for you to integrate into that new environment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Irene, listening to you talk about change management, my next question would be, so at what point would you actually realize I need to move from here, I've outgrown this place? Because there are many people who are stuck in certain places. They don't know how to go. You had New Vision, for example, you said 4 years. I suppose was a good place for you to be, and you would like to be in that place, you would like everything to be there, but you had to move. Then you went to Bank of Africa. I mean, who don't want to be in a corporate space where there is, money? You can even get a loan very easily. You can buy a car very easily. Young people are often driven by such comfort, but yet you moved. And then you moved to Green Hills Academy, I think,
Yes.
as you said. A big school with big pay, with big responsibility, yet you moved. What was making you move from one place to? I know you said already that you don't like to be boxed, but there must be something. And at what point do you realize that I need to move? Because the CEO bench would like the person who voted you, who nominated you, to actually know why you are moving and how you are communicating the change. How can they manage it in their own lives?
First of all, moving is hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And I'm one of those people, when I work somewhere, I just suck into it. Like, everyone will know I work for this place.
Yes.
I just got to love it.
That's how Diwala is getting
Yes.
it from you, because everybody's talking about Diwala, and so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
but yes.
So I just got to love it, and it becomes me.
Yeah.
And, so it's difficult to move.
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult. And I can tell you, the times I've written resignation letters,
Yes.
I take over months
Yes.
keeping them somewhere. Because I'm trying to ask myself, is this, first of all, the right
Yes.
decision for me to take?
Yeah.
Then I keep asking myself, oh my God, I love these people. I feel like I'm breaking their hearts.
Yes.
I feel like I'm so, and I'm being real with you,
Yeah.
because I like to tell stories from a personal perspective. I don't like to come off like I'm on a billboard and I'm perfect.
Yes.
It's difficult. And the times I've realized I need to move is
Yeah.
when I feel that there's somewhere I need to make more impact,
Yeah.
right? It's not that I feel like, oh, I've learned everything I need to learn from this place. No. I still feel that there's a lot to learn, and even that, and that's why it's difficult for me to move, because I feel like, have I learned enough to move from this place?
Yes.
And for me, that's what pushes me. If I feel like, okay, an opportunity has come up, and I feel that this opportunity is going to help me change lives and serve people. Do I take it or do I not take it? And also, it's been difficult not to move when there are opportunities.
How do you manage change when there's opportunity, but you're going to hurt somebody, or you're going to hurt the organization where you're moving from? I mean, how do you communicate to them that, guys, time has come, I'm leaving, sorry, but they're hurt? Yeah. How do you?
And I'll just give an example.
Yeah.
When I was telling my supervisor, who also happens to be my mentor, a very, very lovely lady, Mrs. Joy Veronica Maraka. And I remember getting into that conversation with her, and it was tough. It was tough. But I remember her telling me that, you know what, I always knew that you're going to grow. And I'm happy for you. It is sad that you're leaving, but I'm happy for you. And I somehow always knew this day was going to come, because I see so much capability in you. I see how much you have learned. Like, you came in so raw, making all these mistakes, learning from them, and you've been open-minded to learn. And I always believe in leaving a place in a good way. Don't be like, oh, because I'm leaving, I'm not going to turn up to work. I'm not going to do the things I need to do. I'll begin looking down at everyone.
Yes.
You know, if people from my previous workplace call me, I won't pick up those calls. I mean, I've moved on.
Yes.
And that's a very bad mentality. Because what if things don't work out where you have moved and you need to go back?
Yes.
Or, you know, or what if you're going to go back to your previous boss to ask for business?
Yeah.
So it's very, very important to live well.
Okay.
To live well. And if there are things that have gone wrong, it's also important to apologize.
Yeah.
Apologizing doesn't mean that you are dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you are, you know, you are trying to belittle yourself.
Yeah.
If you have made a wrong decision, if you have made a mistake, say sorry.
Wow.
And learn from it.
Wow, Irene, we're talking change management. You have heard from Irene there. Managing change means that you have got to be real to the people that you're leaving, and also you've got to be real to the people of where you are going, and don't burn the bridges, because you might go back tomorrow to pick a leaf or two from there, or you might just have a turnaround to go back. The CEO Bench will take a break, and when we come back, Irene will dive into transformation and of course our work life at Diwala. Stay right there, we'll be right back after the break.